Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk XRP in this video because right now we're seeing XRP spike. I want to share with you what exactly is going on as well as 3 key levels that we all need to watch out for. I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts and comments. As always, guys, let's get into it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe right down below. If you are new to the channel or if you just like crypto, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. And let's get into the XRP talk for today. As we look to close out the weekend on a high note, we're going to talk XRP, and the best way to do so is by getting into the crypto bubbles where we do look at the charts and talk about the market overall. Please remember, though, this is not financial advice. Obviously, do your own research, run everything through your due diligence before making any crypto decisions, okay? But XRP kind of jockeying for that third spot within USDT and now trading at $2.36, down 2.2% on the day, kind of giving back a little bit of the profits we've had over the last 7 days, up 10.1%. And as XRP looks to dominate in 2025, I want to get into some of the stunning numbers that we're seeing as well as 3 key levels that we need to talk about. Okay, so first, let's get into this transactional volume, right? Over $7 billion for the 4th ranked crypto. This is coming out from Ali Charts, a huge spike in transaction volume, surpassing $7 billion. Now, why is this important? Okay, well, this is something where we have not seen kind of a lot of this steam just recently within Upbit, kind of getting involved with XRP. That was 1.3 billion worth of that transaction volume. Okay, and I think a lot of people, as are they are making gains in meme coins into other top 25 cryptos, making gains in the crypto space. We're starting to see a little bit of that profit taking, I think, distribute back into XRP. Some of the more blue bloods that I think are more poised for 2025. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell a crypto. I will tell you guys, though, I just loaded up my bag of XRP a couple days ago as well with some more when we were on that little bit of a dip. Now, this is kind of what we want to look into, guys, because within that South Korean volume that has been seen as an inflow within the recent transactional volume, they've often been kind of linked to causing a upward kind of bias to that price volatility within what we've seen historically from South Korean exchanges, okay? What's next for XRP? Well, here's the deal, guys. A lot of people are calling for $3, $4, $5. Right now, as we look at XRP trading on the charts, you can talk about $2.36. I've been kind of trying to wait for these dips close to $2. I don't know how much more of them we're going to actually get as the year continues. But right now, guys, XRP, if we want to dive into the trading view, I'll share with you exactly what's happening within my trading indicator. For me, this is kind of where we've been talking about this, a little bit of a downward triangle that's been kind of indicating that we are poised for a breakout. That's just my personal thoughts. Obviously, you guys do with what you want with your own capital. But this is kind of where, as we look to complete this triangle, you can see kind of that circle I've drawn where I do think XRP gets above that $3 range. Eventually, we're going to break out. And whether or not it comes from the bullish catalyst, Donald Trump taking office January 20th within that inauguration, if that's going to be immediately all hands on deck, we're starting crypto hot on day one. Who knows? I think a lot of people are betting on a buy the rumor, sell the news initially before we see more of an organic, slow grind where we do build up some steam within crypto as more and more regulation factors continue to be announced and implemented within the way that the government is going to handle crypto. Obviously, the new takeover within the SEC, the kind of, I guess you would say, the conclusion of that lawsuit finally going to have an effect, I think, on the charts. But what I want to share with you guys is, right now I think the market kind of is in this weird standstill where we're not sure if this is kind of the end of it all, where we talk about it's the end of just kind of the bear, and we're going to start, is this really a bull season? Is this really an altcoin season? Well, if you look at some of the numbers, we have not hit altcoin season yet, okay? We're right on the cusp. And what I mean by that is I'm really curious to see what actually happens because these are daily candles, all right? But if we look back at XRP, okay, the most important thing to understand, though, guys, is not only are we at all-time highs, close to it, but the most important thing is, I think, for us as traders is when we were in this time period, 2021 to 2022, this is kind of what's interesting is we didn't really have a fully appreciated bull cycle for XRP. So now as we look at it right now, trading hands roughly around where we're at $2.36, it's going to be very fascinating to see kind of how proportional that is to Bitcoin's move, where XRP may get that green light and actually spread its wings in a bull cycle. Once we get there, I don't think we're there quite yet, and that's where I wanted to share with you guys the 3 key levels to watch as we dive further into this next little oncoming wave of activity where transactional volume is incredibly surging, but not only that, guys, the catalysts that lie ahead with 2025, I really do feel that U.S.-based companies are going to have a leg up, and that's where I think, albeit Ripple does 90% of its business globally abroad within the United States, I do see an avenue where some of that becomes appreciated by the new incoming regime within crypto and government, and I see that playing a role in kind of how everything takes place in 2025, and that's kind of where I'm most bullish for XRP, all right? But now these are the levels that we need to talk about, right? Failing to break through that $2.48, that crucial resistance level. We did have kind of a setback from there, and then despite 2024 and that strong performance, we are kind of in that downward consolidation where in the short term, this is going to be very important if we want to break through, okay? Historically, this has always been the support and resistance at $2.48, a very big barrier. And now as we trade around 230, 232, all that, and kind of around in that zone, the unsuccessful breakout is suggesting that the bullish strength of XRP is declining, which could either be brought on by a lack of volume or general market hesitancy. Well, I indicated a little bit earlier in the video that the transactional volume is increasing at record levels. However, I do think that right now it's more so in line with what I said as well, that the market is not sure whether or not the bull season has begun yet, what's going to come. I think everybody's kind of taking that wait and see approach, right? We got through tax season, and now in January, all focus is turning into what's going to happen in Washington across the globe. Also mix in a little bit of the fear that maybe was implemented within some of the terrorism attacks that happened in the United States. That does play a role, I think, with institutions and the hesitancy that we see within that. You see it across the board. A lot of times they are short-lived. I don't always like to point those things out because that is just sickening to talk about some of the evil in the world, but it's more so in line with just these macro kind of, I would say, shortcomings that really do have an effect, and they are short-lived, but it is very significant when we talk about kind of how fickle crypto traders can be. Okay, you know, you can look at the smallest little metric and just get bearish for 1 second, and then that can trigger a cascade of sells that could obviously throw the market and all the charts into a tailspin. Okay, so I'm going to decline to comment on that lack of volume because it's completely there. I think it's more so in kind of the general market consensus where crypto is headed, and I think we're currently in a holding pattern, a wait and see approach. And I know XRP traders, they get a little bit kind of on edge, but guys, I can tell you one thing. You spent so much time trading at 40, 50, 60 cents and wondering why XRP is not going up the way Bitcoin was going up. Well, here we are, guys, at roughly basically all-time highs, and when we talk about it, I'd rather be consolidating in kind of a holding pattern here than the contrary. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at. I did talk about that wall at 248. Right now, though, we do have support at 220. So I do think that we're going to get some bounce back and forth. Good days, bad days, never dropping too far below. I remember talking about in previous videos, $2 last chance to buy. I kind of firmly believe that. I'm not going to get fully fledged into price predictions. Crypto is very subjective, very speculative, and anybody who tells you that they know where crypto is headed, whether they be an analyst, whether they be a billionaire or a developer, quite frankly, they're full of shit. When it comes down to crypto, it's going to take a group effort. It's going to take pro-regulation. It's going to take a more macro environment in a historical cycle where 2017, 2021, and now 2025, that's the general consensus for me and what I believe in. I believe in the historical cycles of crypto. I do believe there are outliers from time to time, but right now in this market, I think it's more so in line with maybe the fact that the amplitude effect of what we see in this cycle will be more, I guess you would say, intensified due to what Trump is looking to do in Washington and how that's perceived across the globe. Okay, so let's pay attention to 248. We have to support at 220, and also if we do break through 248 and we aim higher for this 275 target, that is something where we can look for a lot of challenges ahead. But I do think this is something where to predict the next move, you need to take an eye on the overall volume as well as the more macro, broader stroke that we have going in the global crypto market. And that's kind of where the crucialness comes into play within XRP, if they are going to bounce back or if we are going to keep correcting in this zone where we can further pull back closer to that $2 level. Okay, but for me, guys, I think this is something where selling pressure is existing. I think that's very organic. I think it's very healthy for crypto traders. I don't want to be a part of a crypto personally that I believe in for the long term that quite frankly only goes up, right? We got to have sells, we got to have volume, and we got to have reasons to feel organically that we do have some floors established where, if we're running too hot, we're not going to have a 34% loss where people just sell off. Everybody thinks of XRP and that Ripple just dumps on their holders and that it's just a big giant, XRP profit-taking scheme. You can have that argument. You can make it all you want. I think it's more so think of it as the same as buyback programs within stocks and dividends and how that's all reinvested back in the company. But these are scheduled things. They do play a role. But I think further the narrative that we need to talk about is what happens when XRP does hit $3. Okay, are you going to run for the hills? Are you going to sell? Profit taking is a part of the game. But right now in this market, guys, the bull cycle can't last forever. But I do think XRP has a different chance of surviving the bull market and getting outside of the box and being that outlier in crypto where, yeah, Bitcoin's going to be turning down, but XRP is global, and what they look to do on a day-to-day basis, the only way for them to, if they fully get to where they're getting to and they're fully allowed to within regulation, XRP should not trade on cycles, in my opinion. All right, they're just a different type of beast, and I think that, in my personal opinion, XRP kind of has its own runway. So let's see what happens. It's going to be a fun 2025. The market right now, I feel really good about it. Very bullish on XRP. Like I said, I just bought a few $1,000s more, so just keep adding to the bag, and here we are, guys, in possibly the best conditions ever as a crypto trader with Donald Trump being inaugurated on January 20th. Okay, so whether or not you voted for him or not, or you don't even like politics, I personally kind of take the latter. I do have a stance, and I just share with you guys kind of the top coat of that stance, but I do like to tie in politics when I feel it's relevant towards crypto performance. And right now, when we talk about macro trends, the biggest one on the table right now is what happens when Donald Trump takes office. Okay, so let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you care about those three crucial target levels? Do you think they're just kind of all for nothing, and right now the market doesn't know what it's doing? I kind of take the latter stance, to be honest. I don't really fully divulge into TA as an end-all be-all. It's more of a tiebreaker for me and what I like to do, as I like to tell you guys. But as always, we're going to talk crypto here on the channel every single day, including XRP. So if you do hold an XRP, make sure you let me know by putting those X's down below in the chat. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.